What's going on YouTube? Tyson Hood here, and today I'm excited. I'm excited because I get to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, music. More specifically, good music, and hopefully free music. If you hang out with me today, I'm going to give you my top 8 or so resources on good free music for your vlogs, so stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm actually going to be talking about a number of different resources for you for finding good music online. I'm going to go over some free resources that I found. I'm going to throw in a paid resource that's actually a really good one. And I'm going to go over some DIY kind of things that, maybe not everybody's thinking about, but is actually a really good option in terms of trying to find music for your vlogs. So let's jump right in. The first one I'm going to talk about is the YouTube audio library. Okay, I know, everybody speaks about this one, but the YouTube audio library is actually pretty good. There are some sounds in there that kind of sound more like old school ringtones, but for the most part, you're going to find some pretty good music. You will have to do a little bit of searching, but you'll actually find some hidden gems, so to speak. Another thing I like about the YouTube audio library is their search functions. You can search traditional way where you're typing in keywords and trying to hit song titles and whatnot, but you can also search by filters and filter not only your genre, but your mood. And so, one of my favorites is to do happy hip hop. So it's kind of like upbeat and, gives a happy vibe. The other thing I like about the YouTube audio library is that there's a seemingly endless supply of songs on here. Like, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, it just says, 1 to 30 of many. It doesn't even tell you because there's too many for you to go through. If you do go through all of them, you're guaranteed to find something. Now, one of the bad things about the YouTube audio library, other than the old school ringtone sounds, is that they don't have a save function. So there's no saving to a playlist. So if you find good songs that you like, you are going to have to immediately download those and kind of do your own sorting somehow and file them accordingly. So the second item on my list is kind of an old school one. I'm sure everybody's heard about it, but it's no copyright sounds. I know, it's been around forever, but there are some people who don't necessarily know about it. So I'm bringing it up. Now, no copyright sounds, I want to say they started on YouTube. I'm not sure. It's just a YouTube channel full of electronic music that is actually really good music. And it's stuff I could listen to on its own without having to think, oh, well, this kind of sounds rinky-dink.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times.
But there are quite a few downsides to no copyright sounds. So the first being is that because they're so well established, some of their songs aren't free anymore. Like, if you go back into the older stuff, you're gonna find songs that you can't just download and play. The copyrights have been bought, and that's it. You don't have access to that song anymore. The other thing that could be considered bad about NCS is that it's all electronic music. So with me, I like jazzy hip hop kind of stuff, and when I search jazzy in their sound bank, I come up with electronic jazzy songs. Also, there are a lot of YouTubers out there who already use NCS for their, theme music or music on their channel. If you are familiar with Thin X and Chris Heria, his old school intro was backed by a song from NCS. Now, that's great. It means that these songs are usable, but it's bad because you might run into someone with the song that you want to choose. And I mean, that's not bad, but it's not good either. So the third option I want to talk about is SoundCloud. Now, when you're looking for free music online, and especially like NCS is no exception, it's going to route you through SoundCloud to get your download files. That's because SoundCloud is an amazing resource for artists, and it's actually a very laid-back resource for artists. So you're going to find things that you won't anywhere else. Very unedited, maybe raw tracks and things of that nature. So while there is a large bank of like really good free songs, there's also a large bank of like clickbaity, not free songs on there as well. So people will go in and change maybe one or two things of, popular contemporary music and remarket it as free downloads. But generally, if you recognize a song, like if they've played it on the radio and you've heard it, it's probably not free and it's probably not good to use. So keep that in mind when you're shopping for songs on SoundCloud. The other thing to note here is that not every song has the free download link. You may have to message contributors and ask them for the free download. 9 times out of 10 you'll get the free download, but also 1 time out of 10 they will send you somewhere where you have to pay for a song. Just keep that in mind. So the third resource I found is, it's a little one, but it does have some good music, and it's called Bensound. Now, Binsound seems to have largely ringtone style songs in there, but there are a few hidden gems for free. In particular, I like the jazz piano song as well as the All That song, and I'll link those down in the description below. But again, there are several free options here. There are paid options too, which seem to be better, but there are some really good free options. You just have to go through, and there's a good bank of them too. So the last free resource I was able to find kind of blew me out of the water. It seems to be a small kind of record company, but it's actually called Chillout Records, and it's right up my alley. They do jazzy, hip-hop, drum and bass, very subtle things, but they're fire. They're so good, and it's all free. It's all free for use in your vlogs or your YouTubes. And again, as said before, while they do feature a lot of artists in their little bios, they do link you to their SoundCloud, because that's where a lot of places will promote their music. The real only downsides I could find to these is that, it is mostly hip hop music, but it's also pretty limited. There's only, 30 or 40 songs or so. I can't imagine using every song and running out of them, but keep that in mind that there isn't that many to choose from. So I know this episode is supposed to be more about free music, but it's also supposed to be about good music, and there's really no better resource right now for good music for your vlogs than Epidemic Sound. So if you've watched any YouTuber recently, they're gonna promote this service. It's because it's a hell of a service. They have great music. They have a huge selection. I appreciate their sorting system. It's just like YouTube's. You can filter by music. You can filter by mood and genre. They have a save feature to where you can create your own playlists. I mean, the music is literally just good enough to play in the background. The other day when I was writing the sister article to this episode for my blog, I actually had the music playing in the background, and it just played. It played for hours until I was ready to go to bed, and I noticed I was getting pumped up, but it's bedtime, I had to put on sleepy jazz and fall asleep. Anyways, obviously the cons to this are that it is a paid subscription service, but it's well worth it. I think the music is great. I'll throw a link down in the description below, which is a referral link, but I'm referring you, so that, it makes sense. Anyways, back to the free music. So if you've watched any of my other videos, I like to kind of come up with the ideas that not everybody else is thinking about, and this section seems to be kind of in line with that. This is the do-it-yourself section. Now, I know what you're thinking. I get it. Do-it-yourself, making music, there's no way. It's not gonna happen. But I'll tell you what, I found some resources that aren't that scary. In fact, one of them is so easy that, not only will you love it, it's simple, you'll make a song in a couple of minutes, and it might even be a good song. The first one I want to talk about is Chrome Songmaker. Now, I don't know why this was invented. It's in the Chrome Experiments Lab, and that's probably what it is, just a little experiment. It is the simplest, most easy music generator that I've ever worked with. And I gotta say, I love it. I spent a whole afternoon just messing around with it. So, of course, it's not super high-end, and you're not gonna find big banks of sounds, but if you're new to editing, or if you just want to try something out, try out the Chrome Songmaker. It's a lot of fun. Now again, I don't think this is something that you're going to put for your theme song or, any kind of professional level music, but you may, who knows? It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy to do, it's pretty free. You're able to download the song that you create right off the bat, and I don't know, there's something about it that's kind of wonderful. I'll even include it in my outro maybe. I really enjoyed it. So the second option here is something called Soundation. Now, when I was shopping for music editing software, to be honest, I don't know if this was even a thing. It's been a decade. I run Ableton Pro myself, and that's just what it is. Also a great option for making music, probably one of the best, but definitely not free, and there's a hell of a learning curve to it. But Soundation is free, and it actually seems pretty simple. Another thing about it is they've got kind of a collaboration mode. So if you want to jump in with me or like with a friend and make your own songs, you can do it at the same time and make songs together, which I can't wait to try out. So seriously, if any of you want to try it out, hit me up. I would love to. At the time of recording this, I actually haven't broke it in there and used it. I've signed up for my account, but I haven't used the actual software, but from the videos, it doesn't look super hard to learn. And to go along with that, there is a good supply of like tutorial videos and community videos, so I don't think there will be a huge learning curve when using it. Another good thing about this is that they've got the sound store. So if you're looking for something more than the sounds that they give you by default, then you can go into the sound shop and buy, your cello or your country musics or your jazz, instruments. And they're not terribly expensive, around $5 with a few exceptions. But if you're looking for something extra, then you're gonna find it here. All right, anyway, so that's my list. 8 top resources for good music online. 9 if you include Ableton, which was just a mention, but 10 if you include me telling you just to hum your intro or sing it yourself, record yourself singing, plop it on there. There you go. There's another do-it-yourself option. But so with that comes the question of the week. What kind of music do you listen to? What are your free resources online? You know, spill all your thoughts about this topic in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to get back to you, just like I always say. So I guess with that, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button if you're liking what I'm doing, and press the little bell notification so you know exactly when I'm posting videos. Take it easy, have a good week, thank you for your time, and I'll see you later. All right, well, I don't know how to do the question of the week. Now, yeah! So the last, I should probably change. That's cool. So the last free resource, I need water, that's for sure. I'll give you my, I don't even know how many tips to get you going for your blah 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 blah. Goddamn. So, water. Always water.